Logan. In this movie, we find Logan inhabiting a dark future, one where mutants are all but gone, the X-Men have passed into myth and legend, and his family has been reduced to Charles and a mutant named Caliban. Logan is broken, there's nothing to fight for. That is, until a little girl named Laura enters the picture. So, from the first trailer of this movie, I was all in. Having Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt in that trailer explained everything you need to know. This isn't Wolverine that we are going to see. This is Old Man Logan. Very different. This is a man beaten down by life. People are kind of comparing this to The Dark Knight, but Logan is definitely its own thing. It is a drama sprinkled with amazing action that just so happens to have a couple amazing comic book characters in it. Because as much as this movie is about Logan, it's also about Professor Xavier. And Patrick Stewart delivers a great performance as a mentally incapacitated Professor X. So people think that I look like Professor Xavier. And I've been drawn as Professor Xavier. And I met Patrick Stewart wearing a shirt that said bald and badass. You know what? I'll own the fact that I kind of look like Professor Xavier. Patrick Stewart's awesome. Hugh Jackman, of course, is as always amazing as Wolverine as well. Both Stewart and Jackman are these characters. No matter how much I enjoy McAvoy's take on Xavier, Stewart is the definitive Xavier, and I cannot see anyone else besides Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. For 17 years, Jackman has worn the claws through great X films and bad. And if Logan is in fact the swan song of these characters, they are going out on an amazing note. So Daphne Keane plays Laura. She is amazing as X-23, amazing casting choice. This was a make or break casting for the film, and a young Daphne Keane was absolutely perfect, evoking emotion without dialogue throughout most of the film and delivering that viciousness in her berserker attacks. Child actors can definitely be hit or miss, but man, they nailed this casting choice. The film is loosely based on Old Man Logan's story by Mark Millar, and is one of my favorite comic book series ever, with great illustrations by Steve McNiven. However, Logan has more in common with The Last of Us video game. It is a great amalgamation of those two stories with a very well executed plot and consistent pacing. So the X-Men film continuity is a complete jumbled mess, so I decided years ago to not try and make sense of it, choosing instead to judge each movie as a standalone movie. That's what you should judge this by. Don't try and fit it into the continuity in any way, shape, or form. It's much more enjoyable that way. Most comic book movies are these massive CGI blockbusters, and many of them follow a very consistent third act of fighting the baddie and are trying to stop a beam in the sky, which I've made no secret of how much I hate the whole beam in the sky trope that is just permeated films these days. Logan is not a comic book movie in any traditional way, and it uses its tone, style, and R rating to deliver one of the best comic book films that I've ever seen. Right after this ended, I immediately wanted to go see it again. It was just that good. It has a heart that very few films have these days. To be honest, I have loved the X-Men since I was a kid. While I like Spider-Man and Batman, X-Men was always my favorite. I can name just about every obscure character in X-Men lore that you can think of. I love the 90s animated show. X-Men comics were the first comics that I started collecting. And we can thank the first X-Men film for ushering in the current age of comic book films. So I have an emotional connection to these characters, so I felt the pain that both Logan and Xavier carry in this dark future that in many ways is darker than what we saw in Days of Future Past movie a couple years back. The action in this movie is very well executed. No wire work or slow-mo tricks, just R-rated visceral berserker rage, bloody madness. And everything in this movie fell right into place with the dark world that they portrayed. It's not out of the blue. There are very few things that I would change about Logan. It would have been nice to have Sabretooth play a role, but that character will forever be tainted due to the monstrosity known as X-Men Origins Wolverine. Sucked. It's really sad because Sabretooth would have fit in well in this world that they kind of built up. I mean, it would have been nice to have Sabretooth get the redemption that Deadpool got in his film. Honestly, one of the things that most comic book films suffer from is weak characterization with their villains. Logan's no different. Its villains are serviceable in their roles, but not really all that memorable. But Logan really isn't about the villains. It's not what you went there to see. It's about our broken heroes. And it captures that brokenness more so than any movie I can think of, because we have 17 years of film to pull these characters from, and that helps contrast where we see them in Logan. Logan will hit you in the feels multiple times. From the relationship between Laura and Logan to Xavier, watching the end of an era both on and off screen is especially poignant. Logan just, man, it got me. Among the best comic book films of all time, I'm going to give Logan 9.5